You suck, you jackass! My name is Hayden Baker and welcome back to Hayden Cinema. And if you are new here, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and turn on your notification bell. That way you can stay up to date with all of my posts. Yesterday we got the long-awaited sequel, Happy Gilmore 2 on Netflix. And I got up pretty early for this. I went and got donuts for my girlfriend, sat down, turned this on, and to set things right, I'm a huge fan of Adam Sandler. Like, a forgiver in ways. Like, I like the worst of his movies. I love the best as far as the original of this film, Happy Gilmore, I love Waterboy, even Blended, Grown Ups and Grown Ups 2. Those are some of my favorites of his movies. Just because Blended, I love him and Drew Barrymore in 51st Dates. This one, I love Grown Ups because I grew up with those movies. And so when it came to this one, I wasn't sure what to expect with this long-awaited sequel. I think Grown Ups 2 is really the only sequel we've gotten from Adam Sandler. And me personally, I liked it, but I understand every flaw that it has, even with the first movie. And so had that going against it, whether it was going to be good or bad. And then you have the whole Netflix stigma on it, and I had a little bit of hope that maybe it would be as good as, like, you know, we just got Beverly Hills Cop for, like, what, last year? And I loved it. I thought it was amazing. It was way much of a later sequel than this is, and it was made by Netflix. And so I was thinking, well, maybe it might be as good as Beverly Hills Cops 4. No. Now, it is not as bad as I thought maybe it could get, but it's not nearly as good as it could be either. So starting off with my positives, and I really don't have many at all. The obvious being Adam Sandler. I think Adam Sandler does amazing in this as far as his acting goes, as far as him doing the whole Adam Sandler shtick. The slapstick comedy that he throws in there, I think is pretty funny. I think anytime I've laughed out loud in this movie, it was by him or another character, Oscar, played by Bad Bunny. Oscar, by the way, is an amazing character. That's another positive I have. Going down the list here with Adam Sandler and Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny playing his new caddy. I really, really loved that character of Oscar. I would love an entire buddy film with just him and Adam Sandler. Adam Sandler being Adam Sandler, not a specific character, and then Bad Bunny playing Oscar specifically. I think that would be hilarious, and this character is amazing. Of course, you get Shooter McGavin back. The actor just playing the role as he was supposed to. I thought that was pretty cool. People hate on Adam Sandler for putting his family in movies, but if you were able to make movies, wouldn't you do the same thing? He's kind of switched, like in the early days, like early 2000s, he got a lot of crap for putting his friends, like, you know, all they do is go on vacation and make movies. Well, I mean, yeah, but, you know, they're friends, and that's what they want to do. Adam Sandler's definitely gotten more of a higher budget. He's more in his higher budget Kevin Smith era, where he just makes movies he wants to make, and he doesn't care about what anyone thinks. And I really amend that to some degree. But basically, all I have to say about the positive part of this movie is, again, most of the acting is great. Adam Sandler is pretty good, and Bad Bunny is awesome, unexpectedly so. And there are some really funny moments here, as you would hope and expect for an Adam Sandler movie. This one is pretty funny, especially with the physical gags. But that is really all I can say. Now, I will say, I wasn't mad at the movie. I got annoyed at a bunch of parts, but emotionally, I really did like what I was seeing. A lot of it, even. Very fast-paced, easy watch. If I was to do, like, Adam Sandler watch, you know, maybe 4 movies, Happy Gilmore, if I'm watching that one, I would probably follow it up with Happy Gilmore 2 every other watch, but not every time. And maybe another positive being that this movie is not forgettable. But yeah, that's really about it, unfortunately. And so now moving on into my mixed, the story. Now, as the story would be good, normally for any other type of movie. Um, it's really jarring and confusing and such a tonal shift throughout the movie. And a bit of a spoiler here, so warning. But the movie's plot is Adam Sandler kills his wife with a golf ball, and after 10 years of her being dead, his daughter wants to join a dance school, and it costs $300,000. So, of course, he joins a golf tournament to get that money for his daughter, and it gets him back in there. Now, there's situations within the golfing that's hilarious, but it's such a tonal shift whenever he's an alcoholic. He's down in the dirt. He's working at a grocery store, and there's this really weird gag they keep doing throughout the movie where, like, when you first see it, it's a cucumber. He's putting up, stocking the groceries and the produce or whatever, and then he pulls out a cucumber out of his apron, and it's a flask, and he's drinking out of it, and that was like, oh, that's kind of cheeky, a little funny, I guess. And then it happens again, and then again, and about the third time, I was like, seriously? And then it happens 15 more times. And then you think it's going to stop because he joins AA. And so his daughter goes through the house. And this bit's actually pretty funny. But she's going through the house, and like he's like telling her all the random objects in the house that are actually flasks. And she's dumping them out. And she's like, seriously, the remote? That's why it didn't work? And then he's talking to dude on the couch. And then he's like, oh yeah, cuckoo clock. And she's like, really? Grandma's cuckoo clock? Dad, that's sacrilegious. And that was pretty funny, but stupid. But I was kind of a relief because I was like, okay, maybe this stupid gag will stop, and it ended on a pretty good note. No. Then you get about 3/4 way through the movie, and again, huge tonal shift with his wife being dead. It's Mother's Day, and that's when he's playing, and he doesn't think he'll make it through this day and play good. And so he's like on his phone looking at a picture of her or something, and then I know he clicks a button, and like a nozzle comes up out of his phone case, and then he drinks out of it. Like, are you serious? Come on, I thought we were done. And it's like, this movie's supposed to be happy. It's Happy Gilmore, but those are few and far between. And it doesn't. Again, as jarring as that is, it doesn't weigh it down too much. But it's still a lot. Like, for what the movie is supposed to be, it's supposed to be a happy, fun, comfort comedy that you're not supposed to take too seriously. And then it has a very serious tone into it. And I know people say, "Oh, well, the first movie opens up with his dad dying and his mom's abusive," and it's like, yeah, but we didn't know those characters. That is what made our character who our character is. Him and his father's relationship is what made our character who our character is. Then in the first movie, we grow and gain to love and get attached to this certain character, and then she's killed off in the first 2.5 minutes, maybe 3, and that's generous. In this one. And that was just my jaw when it happened. My jaw was like, "Are you serious?" There's no way. My jaw was open for like a solid 3 minutes after that, and I was just in shock. Everything that happened right after that is kind of blind to me right now because I don't know what the hell was happening. I was so confused. I was like, "Are you serious? Like, that is the out right there? That's gonna be our story?" And so it's really upsetting. And as I said, it is a pretty funny movie, but the jokes that are funny, that I found funny, are very few and far between, and they're more physical gags with Adam Sandler or situational moments, and when most of the jokes are actually callbacks or just really stupid, low-hanging fruit, cheap jokes that are like knock-knock jokes, and they don't work whatsoever, and they're really cheesy, really really cheesy. And then you also have like a bunch of cameos, which that is going to be my negative. Um, but this one specific cameo, again, a little spoiler. Even though it's in the trailer, Eminem is in this movie, which I'm a fan of Eminem, so that was really nice to see. I'm such a sucker that I don't care that he's in it. But then you get this scene with him where he ends up fighting these like crocodiles or alligators, whatever they were. But he ends up in the pond. Sandler's boys throw him in there, and it's still funny. I was actually laughing really hard. But it's in my mix because I don't think it should have been there, honestly. And maybe that, honestly, that might be the one worthy cameo. Him and no, yep, that's it. No, just him. Yeah, he should have been the only cameo. I think that was the only one that was worth watching anyway. Like, yeah, it is a big one. And yes, it definitely stands out, but it makes it worth it. Um, but the only part that threw me off was like, really? Eminem fighting an alligator, huh? That's what we're doing? Okay. And that is going to be it for my mixed. So now we're getting straight into my negatives. And just going to go down the list here, starting off our antagonist. This dude sucks. Who the hell wrote this? This is terrible. I mean, awful antagonist. Wasn't entertaining whatsoever. Annoying to no extent. The only thing entertaining was seeing Adam Sandler call him shit breath and talking about how bad his breath stinks. And then the antagonist walks up to like this door, and instead of like a fingerprint being the code or his face being the code, he blows on it, and it's his breath is the code, and it says like fart found or something. And so it was just like another joke on his breath, which is a pretty annoying joke, but that's the only decent part I found. But yeah, this character is awful. It is an awful character. There's no redeeming qualities other than the fact that he like basically gives a big percentage of his company and gives Adam Sandler a nice car and this, that, and third because he won. So I think the only payoff we even really needed was his daughter going to school, what he was fighting for in the first place, and then maybe a little bonus being Oscar getting a food truck, something more realistic, not something big like a restaurant. That's neither here or there. That doesn't matter. I'm just rambling. What I mentioned earlier, but what I'm gonna mention now in my negatives, which is where it actually lies. I was using it as an example earlier of what didn't work as far as the humor goes in my mixed. But in my negatives, it is going to be the repeated gag or drinking gag. That joke is stupid. But I've already said my piece on that, so I guess I messed up there. The callbacks. Cameos and callbacks are already annoying as it is. And that's like in Alien Romulus, when old girl says, "Get away from her, you bitch." I was like, no way. Stop. That's not you. Like, why are you reminding us of a better movie? Not only that, do the callbacks do that to us, in this movie, it really does not trust its audience to have seen the first movie, and I can't stand that. Don't treat me like I'm an idiot, and don't just trust in me a little bit. Like, I'm watching this movie because I'm a fan of the first movie. Now, I get we're in a new age where a lot of people probably, now that are 10 to, I don't know, maybe 18, a good bit of them probably haven't even seen Happy Gilmore. I'm fortunate. My dad showed me all of those movies, and I grew up watching them and loving them all the time. But you got to have some trust in your audience, and if this movie is Happy Gilmore 2, and it feels like a really cheap, easy Adam Sandler golf movie, not a sequel to Happy Gilmore. The callbacks and the flashbacks are what basically give it the right to say sequel. And it's annoying and just distasteful, honestly. Because every single time they make a callback joke, there is literally a clip of the exact same joke from the exact same moment in the first movie that pops up in this one. And that's like, come on. And they don't do it once, they don't do it twice, not even 3 or 4 times. It's like 8, 9, 10 times that they do it in this movie. Like, you got a solid 6 minutes of footage from the original film that's in this movie, because that's how many callbacks there are, and that's how many direct clips that they put into this. Like Ben Stiller. Ben Stiller was in the first movie, maybe I'd say a total of 30 seconds. Seriously? Maybe a minute? Like, his performance was outstanding. That character was hilarious. What we got from that character. 2 scenes max, and maybe a couple minutes total. But that's why that character stood out, and it's Ben Stiller. You don't need 10 minutes of Ben Stiller in a damn movie to know what that character is, or to recognize the how iconic it is. And in this one, they just shove him in there constantly. And I love Ben Stiller. I'm a fan of him. But that's just an example of, like, we don't need this character repeating old lines that he used to say in the same joke over and over again. And then it's just, again, you're not trusting your audience. And my last and final negative, other than all the bad, horrible jokes, cameos, and just callbacks left and right, it's just too many years too late, unfortunately. And that is what happens 9 times out of 10. Again, I am a fan of, like, Beverly Hills Cop 4. As late as that one was, we got pretty lucky with that one. I just think it was a bowl of luck with the right timing, right hands, cast, stuff like that. But this one just, it wasn't dealt those cards. And you would think that maybe Sandler wouldn't have been on board with it. And I'm seeing a lot of people actually really like this movie. Like my brother, he pretty much likes this movie. He thought it was pretty good, and that's cool. I thought I can still watch this and have fun with it, and I'm not even really being critical. I try to review movies based on my emotions. Now, when I first started doing this, yes, I was trying to be more critical. But I've slowly realized that my taste isn't fully developed. I'm still trying to stamp my foot in what I like. And I know I love and adore Sandler. I love everything that he does. Even his bad movies. The worst one that most people agree is like Grown Ups and Grown Ups 2. I love those movies. Not Jack and Jill. I do not like Jack and Jill. But unfortunately, this one is going along like right there kind of with Jack and Jill. Like, I just don't really care for it a whole lot. I can sit there and watch it. I would definitely be looking forward to more, more of the funnier things that I like. But I don't need the story. I won't ever crave it again because it's very distasteful. So, like I said, there are some funny moments here. I think it can be enjoyable. It's not something I'd watch every time I watch Happy Gilmore, but if I was to have, 3-4 hours to kill, I'm sick, a rainy day outside like today, I might would throw both of them on. And it might be cool watching them back to back. So, overall, it's decent. It's not the best. It's not nearly as bad as some people are making it out to be, but opinions are opinions. And so I'm respecting everyone. I wish that people were more nuanced. Nothing in this world is black and white. Nothing in this world is directly yes or no when it comes to art. Whether that's movies, shows, actual, paintings or anything like that. Like my paintings up there. Nothing is black and white. Everything has more nuance to it than just yes, no, love, and hate. And so, with that being said, I don't hate this movie. Don't nearly love this movie. But it's not, the worst thing ever made, in my opinion. So, with that being said, I'm going to give Happy Gilmore 2 a 2.5 out of 5. I've already said all of my thoughts on this. I would enjoy for him to make something more dramatic. His dramatic parts in this movie and his dramatic acting, like in Hustle or in Uncut Gems, in this movie that he does, he's becoming a great dramatic actor, Sandler, and so I would like to see him do more of that from now on. What did you guys think about Happy Gilmore 2? Please let me know down in the comments. And have you seen this or the original? What do you think about the original? Does this one beat it, or is the original still top for you? Let me know what you think down in the comments. Go ahead and follow me on all of my social medias. They'll all be linked down in the description below. Please like, share, hit that notification bell, and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. I have more on my channel, and we'll always have more coming out pretty soon. I'm still trying to get my reaction stuff set up. Would still like to do that. If you have any more recommendations for reactions or reviews, please comment them down below and use hashtag #HCinema. I hope you enjoyed watching this just as much as I enjoyed making it for you, and I'll see y'all next time.